I cannot get enough of My Dress-Up Darling. It is such a enjoyable series to watch. Like, this episode easily warmed my heart and made my day, because that entire Kitagawa moment at the beginning of the episode with her realizing she is in love with Gojo is easily one of my favorite moments of the entire anime so far, because for one, it's what I've been talking about. It's a nice insight into Kitagawa's character, because from Gojo's perception of Kitagawa, she's always this very outgoing, energetic individual that really doesn't seem like she has any shy sides to her, or embarrassed sides, blushy sides. She just seems to be, always willing to go and be shameless. But when you see those sides of Kitagawa, even if it's just us, the audience, seeing it, it is still really amazing to see, because it opens up Kitagawa more as a character, for we can kind of understand her in her overall thought process. And one of the big things about the beginning segment of this episode is that it actually shifts the POV that normally follows Gojo over to Kitagawa, and let me explain. As I've kind of already talked about in my videos, but also when I did the comparison video of episode 1 of My Dress-Up Darling for the manga and anime, I talked about how when I read the first chapter of the manga, it gave me more of an impression that, Kitagawa, it told more of Kitagawa's story, her perspective of how she feels, that type of side. While when I watch the anime, it feels like it gives more of a perspective of Gojo. And when I look at the beginning of this episode that came out today, it looks like it was focusing heavily on Kitagawa, her feelings, her emotions, and I really appreciate that little shift of perspective, even if it was brief, because it lets us know a lot more about her character. Because one of the big things that we got from the first 5 minutes of the episode is that Kitagawa obviously is very aware of her feelings. She is very aware of how she feels. She's not someone that's going to bottle it up inside or not really know what the feelings mean, etc. She knows she's in love. She knows she's head over heels for Gojo, and she needs to figure out how she can handle it, but at the same time she understands her feelings. She's not trying to go for the complications of what is this feeling or what's going on, and it's a very refreshing moment, because typically in romance, slice of life, stuff like this, there's a cliche to where characters will fall in love, and they'll either A, they won't even know they're in love, or B, they don't even know what the feeling is, and then you have all these complicated moments or scenes that really complicate the characters a bit, and it leads to maybe melodrama, drama, etc. And some melodrama and drama is good, yes, don't get me wrong, it can always enhance a drama, slice of life romance story, but typically those type of cliches can just really be dragged out where it just feels like, it gets you can we move on? And I like how the series of My Dress-Up Darling didn't go down that route. For instance, Kitagawa understands her feelings, which fits very well with her personality, because one of the big things we got with her character in episode 1 is that she is a big fan of cosplay. She's a big fan of anime, etc., and she displays it on her purse, her bag she carries to school with her. So she openly flashes what she enjoys. She's not really trying to hide it. She'll be outgoing about it, so she understands, and she will be direct with people. And so because of that, with her emotions of romance, it makes sense. That falls in line with her personality, and it doesn't feel like it's tampering with anything whatsoever. She is aware of it. So the beginning sequence is very good. I love what it does for her character to not give us just that drawn out sequence that could last episodes. She is aware of it. And so now, from this point onward, we're probably going to see a lot more interactions with her with Gojo, to where she's not going to be as open about maybe showing herself to Gojo. But I could be wrong about that, because when you look at her overall conversation that she had in her mind when she was on the train, she's like, maybe, we could have done indecent things or something. She hints that maybe she wants to go that extra step, which implies that maybe there will be situations like that she'll put Gojo in to see his overall reaction, or maybe she will be too embarrassed to do it. We don't really know. She already has been very kind of shameless towards Gojo before she realized she was in love with him, but that's the point though, is that I wonder how she will be from this point onward, since technically, he's going to be making clothing for her. But let's go to another topic. One of the big things that this episode also does, which is towards the end, is introduce a new character called Juju. Now, Juju as a character was technically already hinted at in the previous this episode is because she was a cosplayer that Kitagawa hinted at, talking about saying, oh, they look up to this person, and, you know, they would love to know exactly how they do their outfits, etc. And so we enter into a new character called Juju that encounters Gojo and is like, hey, can you make me an outfit? And that's where the episode gets a little bit complicated, because this is a big direction for the story to take, which I know when it comes to romance slice of life, there usually is like a second female romance character, another option, another side, but let's just keep it real with all this. That's a rarity to where the second girl that comes in ever wins. It's usually doesn't happen. And if it does happen where the characters get in a romance, it's only brief for maybe an arc or two, and then they shift back over to the main girl, because it was mainly just used as character development for, let's say, the main characters. So I don't really think Gojo is gonna get with Juju or whatever like that. I don't think that's what the series is trying to say. I think mainly when it comes to Juju as a character, it's to showcase that Gojo's perspective of the world is opening up, and it isn't so, I guess, like, closing in on him. He's not in a box anymore. He actually has more people he can reach out for, grab onto, and interact with. It's not just going to be him and Kitagawa, which could complicate the relationship a bit, because I feel like Kitagawa might get upset that she might not have Gojo for herself, but we'll see where that goes. But the point is Juju, I don't think is going to be used as that type of character. I mean, there probably will be some romance tension between the characters, I don't doubt that, but I feel like in the end of the day, I feel like it's going to be more of just, you know, Kitagawa and Gojo and how their relationship is. And I think Juju's kind of a stepping stone to show the direction of what Gojo's going to be like in the future. And what I mean by that is one of the big themes that I think was underneath the surface, and that is Gojo's dream, or what he wants to accomplish. See, we know that he wants to make Hina dolls. That's one of the big things that Gojo as a character has. He wants to make Hina dolls, and, you know, I respect him for wanting to do what he wants to. I think anyone can sit down and respect him, and it's a big, deep conversation to talk about, you know, how people view his job, etc. But I really am proud of an individual that knows what they want to do, and they fight for what they want to do. And regardless of the ridicule or how people feel about you, you know, you do what you want to do for your dream. And, for instance, he wants to make Hina dolls. So, when I see his interaction with Juju this episode, it opens up a new perspective. He is getting people now coming to him, wanting him to make cosplay outfits. And I know many of you be thinking to themselves like, okay, you know, make an outfit and all that. But you gotta remember, when he starts making outfits, let's say cosplaying outfits, he does it for Juju, and people start seeing Juju's outfit because Juju's popular. That's a big thing we gotta get from this, is that Juju is a very popular cosplayer. And if she, let's say, uses Gojo's outfit, she's probably going to shout him out. That's just how it is. That's how the internet is. She's going to shout him out, hint, you know, say, oh, I got my outfit here, etc. And then, you know, people are going to be like, oh, we want to go there, or something. And then they're going to instantly come to Gojo to get another outfit because they want to follow their favorite cosplayer. And I feel like that's going to lead to a situation where Gojo's going to have to weigh the scale. Does he want to make cosplaying outfits, or does he want to focus on his Hina doll making? And I know many are going to say, just do both. And yeah, in hindsight, he probably could do both. Maybe. But I feel like what the series is trying to present here, and I feel like this is an underlying theme, is that sometimes, as a person, when you have a dream, especially like when you're younger and you're doing something, you're fighting for something, studying for something, whatever, you know, you have this dream you fight for. But sometimes along the way, you might find something that you love just as much or even more. That's something that typically happens. It happens to all of us. And that's a typical thing about anime. It happens a lot where anime likes to say a kid or whoever gets a dream at a very early age, and they instantly hold on to that dream to their last breath, to the end of their days. That's what they fight for. That is something a lot of anime and manga try to teach readers and watchers, and it's not a story that's really talked about when your dream kind of fails and you have to go down a different path. There is some stories that do that, but there's not many stories, I think, that really tell a story of you have a dream and then you find another passion along with that. It's not that your dream of being a Hina doll maker or whatever fails, it's just you find something else that you might love just as much, and then you start shifting your focus more to that. And I feel like that's kind of what the story is presenting to the audience, is that Gojo is evolving as a person. He's falling in love with another passion, and he might focus more on that than his Hina doll making, and, you know, he might realize that he wants to do cosplay stuff more than Hina doll making. Now, do I think that he's going to give it up? No. But I feel like maybe he might shift his overall priorities as time goes on, and that's what the story is maybe trying to tell. Now, I could be wrong. This is just me as an anime only talking about that, and a feeling I got while watching the episode, but I think that that's maybe a message that the story is trying to say, which I would like that, because there's not many stories that really do that. There's not many stories that really show a character finding something else they love besides just like what they've been fighting for, because they usually stick to it. So I'd like that. I would like a story to do that. But, yeah, overall, the episode was really good. There is a lot of good within My Dress Up Darling episode 6, I believe. I believe this is episode 6. And, I mean, it's just, we're only at the halfway point of this anime series, and it has just been a journey already. It's been good, and I can't wait for the upcoming episodes. So, I think I'm going to leave it at that, though. Thank you so much for watching, for all of you out there. I know I'm probably uploading this video a little bit late the time you guys all watch it. Please forgive me for that, but it's been a busy day, but I still love this episode. And I honestly, like I said, best episode yet of the entire story. But I love you guys. Be safe. If you enjoyed this video, you know, please leave me a like and all that. If you want more of my content to appear in your YouTube feed, then, you know, please click that subscribe button. And with that, Chibi out.